Imagine this, you own a property and you've been a responsible landlord for years and you follow every law and regulation to the letter. Then, one day, your tenant starts claiming that the property is theirs. Sounds unbelievable, right? But it's happening more than you think. Across the UK, a small but growing number of cases are emerging where tenants are trying to claim legal ownership of rented homes through loopholes, misinformation, or outright deception. Some even file official documents with the land registry to transfer the title into their name. In this video, I'm exposing why some tenants think they can claim ownership of rented properties, the legal loopholes they try to exploit, real cases where landlords have been caught out, and how you can protect yourself from ever facing this nightmare. If you like this type of content, do me a favour and hit that subscribe button. Now let's get into it. Why tenants claim ownership. Some tenants genuinely believe that living in a property for a long time gives them ownership rights. Others are exploiting myths about squatter rights or confusing legal concepts like adverse possession. A 2024 study by NALA found that 1 in 25 landlords had faced a tenant making some form of false legal claim over their property, whether it was about ownership, repairs, or tenancy rights. Common reasons tenants make these claims: misunderstanding of tenancy laws and property rights, the belief that long-term residence creates ownership, it doesn't, attempting to stall eviction or rent arrears proceedings, and following bad advice from social media or unqualified tenants' rights influencers. The rise of online misinformation is fueling these cases. Some videos with hundreds of thousands of views encourage tenants to claim what's yours or fight greedy landlords by using outdated or misinterpreted laws. The legal loopholes and risks. Legally, tenants cannot simply claim ownership of a property they rent. Ownership only transfers through official deeds or recognised conveyancing processes. But there is one area where confusion arises: adverse possession. It's a real legal concept that allows someone to claim ownership of land if they've occupied it openly and without permission for at least 10 years for registered land or 12 years for unregistered land. Here's the catch. Tenants cannot claim adverse possession because they have permission to occupy. Even if the tenancy ends, they'd need to remain there illegally and undisputed for a decade. Most claims are rejected instantly, but they still cost landlords time, stress, and money to resolve. Some tenants also try to claim equitable rights, arguing that because they paid for improvements like renovations or garden upgrades, they've gained an ownership stake. But courts consistently rule that tenants cannot obtain property rights in this way without a legal agreement. Still, just filing a claim can freeze transactions and cause months of legal headaches. Real case examples. Let's look at a few reported examples that show just how serious this can get. In Manchester 2023, a landlord discovered their tenant had filed a Form AP1 with the land registry, claiming ownership under adverse possession. It took 6 months and over £12,000 in legal fees to have it reversed. In London 2022, a tenant who refused to leave after eviction filed a claim saying they'd inherited the home through continuous occupation. The court threw it out, but bailiffs still took 3 months to enforce possession. In Birmingham 2024, a landlord renting to a family found out that the tenant had listed the property for sale online. When questioned, the tenant claimed they were the beneficial owner. Police became involved after attempted fraud was discovered. Each of these cases ended in the landlord's favour, but only after immense stress and cost. Even baseless claims can delay sales, block remortgages, or complicate eviction proceedings. How landlords get caught off guard. Landlords often don't realise how easily a tenant can cause chaos with a few misleading claims. You might think that the land registry or courts will instantly dismiss nonsense, but bureaucracy moves slowly. Common landlord mistakes are failing to renew tenancy agreements in writing, allowing informal or rolling agreements without documentation, neglecting to update land registry records after refinancing or inheritance, ignoring early red flags like tenants refusing inspections or paying cash off the record. In many cases, by the time landlords realise something is wrong, the tenant has already filed paperwork or engaged in fraud attempts. Reversing this can take months. How to protect your property. Here's how landlords can stay protected. Always use a signed, legally binding tenancy agreement with clear terms. Keep proof of ownership handy, title deeds, mortgage records, insurance policies. Register your property with the Land Registry's Property Alert Service. It's free and notifies you of any attempt to change ownership. Record the condition of your property before and after each tenancy with detailed photos and inventories. Address disputes early. Don't let tenants test boundaries without a response. If a tenant ever claims ownership, contact your solicitor immediately and inform the Land Registry. Preventative action is always cheaper and less stressful than legal recovery. The bigger picture. This trend exposes a wider issue in the UK rental market: mistrust and misinformation. Social media has made it easy for false legal advice to go viral. Many tenants are frustrated by rising rent and poor housing options, but instead of constructive reform, they're being fed dangerous myths. Meanwhile, landlords are being painted as villains, leaving genuine property owners vulnerable to abuse, fraud, and financial loss. What's needed is clearer legislation and more education for both tenants and landlords, so both sides understand their rights and responsibilities. The shocking truth is this: tenants claiming ownership of rented properties is rare, but it's real and it's growing. Landlords need to stay vigilant, document everything, and use the tools available to protect themselves from fraud and misinformation. So if you're a landlord or investor, don't let this catch you off guard. Have you ever dealt with a situation like this? Tell your story in the comments. If you found this video useful, do me a favour, hit that like and subscribe button. I'll catch you on the next one.